CodeRed selected.
What's good, guys? It's your boy CodeRed, and I am back with another one. So listen, man. Um, Took me a while to decide if I was gonna make this video or not. I actually sat and just thought about it for a couple of days, but then I was like, you know what? Just go ahead and do it. It is what it is. Whatever. Because I was just trying to figure out the appropriate approach or like how to go about it. But I decided to go ahead and do it. So for those that know, Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, season 2 is actually launching this week. Uh, there was a released trailer promoting the new season. This was over the weekend, and it received uh, obviously some excitement because people been waiting for season 2. Um, but it also brought some noise and let's just say it upset uh, people, which was interesting considering uh, what the trailer was and what it was about, and the anticipation behind it and what people have been wanting. But it actually brought some frustration among people within gaming and the fighting game community, more specifically. Um, but so the trailer, um, it features all the things that'll be coming within the season, and then it goes on to show the various characters that will be added to the season, um, the updates. They're gonna do a patch doing buffs and nerfs, and they've had some additional things they're gonna add to it, so it's just like an overhaul, like, of things to come. Of course, if you guys don't already know, Fatal Fury won fighting game of the year at the Game Awards, and so there was some promotion for that within the trailer. It was overall a trailer, right? Um, but the thing that got to people is the fact that there was a use of AI. For some, they were saying it was an overuse. Um, for some, they were saying it was sloppy. It didn't match the trailer or what traditionally SNK goes for. I've heard it all. And the funny thing about it is that I tried to do my research and look at some things to make sure I was not going to go about this the wrong way when I was going to address it. I tried to look in different forums, look on different sites, just to see like what the true argument was for this. And for the most part, what I summed up from looking at various forums, looking at people discussing it, was simply just the use of AI. Of course, there was some other minor parts to it. That's political. I'm not getting into all of that, but the main thing was just the use of the AI. They felt it was lazy. They felt it didn't match SNK's quality, what we're used to with SNK. There was an issue where it was just, overall, using that removes the ability for someone to come in and actually physically do it. You have people that can do it. This is what people do as far as from the art side of it and this and that. It was a bunch of different stuff. So, but from my standpoint, and I gotta say this, I saw the trailer and the trailer was fine. It was fine. I tried to go and watch it to see what people were talking about. And I even discussed it with a couple of my friends to see what they got from it. And we all pretty much came up with the same thing. Like, it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't to the point to where it should be getting the attention that it's getting. Obviously, in the last, more recent years, AI has been a big issue for people, which understandable. But as it pertains to this, as it pertains to like this trailer, this game, the FGC, I think that it's unnecessary. I don't think that it's to the point to where people should be acting the way that they are, behaving, looking at it in the way that they are, whatever you may call it. Because, okay, let's just go back. First of all, you guys realize this. Okay, let's look at this. City of Wolves came out last year, right? And before it came out, it was getting a lot of attention. I was one of the people that was really big on it. Still big on the game, but it was getting a lot of attention. Of course, this was the release of a game that hadn't been out for over like 25 years, I think it was. And so this was a direct sequel to previous game that people have been anticipating and wanting to play. And so it's finally here. And not necessarily it flopped, because it didn't flop. Obviously, it won fighting game of the year. But there was a couple of things that the game hit some speed bumps along the way. One of the big things was the whole Ronaldo situation, and the DJ, I can't think of his name right now, but them being added to the season to the game as guest characters, but they were on the main roster. That bothered some people, including me. I had my thoughts on it, but that didn't stop me from liking the game or playing the game or thinking that the game was good. That was one of the things people felt from a more legacy standpoint, and the game itself. There should have been a more focus on those characters within the lore, legacy wise, right? Just in general, they felt that they should pull more from the lore of SNK or from Fatal Fury or whatever. They felt the characters should have came more from there, instead of characters that are real people that people don't really care about, at least from a fighting game standpoint. And I've spoke about it. So it was that a lot of people had complaints largely on the game and its meta, and how it had evolved and stuck with revolving around 3 or 4 main characters. And these were the characters that you were constantly seeing in tournament, and producing and performing at high level, to the point to where you would look at it like a top 8 and it would only feature those characters. And so people had a long time complained about that and saying like, okay, when is the patch coming? When are we going to change these things? When are we going to update this stuff? When are we going to make other characters viable? Which I will say this, like, when it comes to that, like, it's noticeable the characters that were much better. And I think that we can't really just base, especially from a casual standpoint, when it comes to that, like just focusing on tiers. But tiers was a big thing, and how like if you weren't playing these characters, like it was like people looked at it like pointless in a lot of ways. So they wanted a huge balance patch. They wanted nerfs and buffs and different things about the games changed. And you look at all of this stuff. Trailer launches. Trailer features 6 characters. Every month, a new character is going to be released. Crazy. I'm trying to remember that ever happening in fighting game, and I don't know if I can recall. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen that. You're going to get a character every month. Balance patch, nerfs, buffs, whatever you want to call it. Featured it in the trailer. You look at this trailer, and this trailer literally said, season 2, we're going to address every single problem that you have had with this game. And people still complain. Crazy to me. Absolutely insane to me. But it sums up so many things that's wrong with the community, honestly. And really just in general, people, like the world. We are attracted to controversy. We're attracted to constantly complaining. We're attracted to just not being happy. And I'm not saying when it comes to these things, you should just settle for less or be satisfied with what you get. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. But I do think that there's a time and a place for everything. I do think that there's a time and a place to voice your opinion about different things that you strongly believe in, or things that you that are worth fighting for. AI obviously is a big deal, and it's funny. I talked to a buddy of mine who he's dealing with the whole AI thing, but from a corporate standpoint, in his line of work, and he was talking about it because we talked about the game, and then he talked about his situation and how he's dealing with it or whatever. And I do feel that when the topic of AI come up, because there's a bunch of different angles. Eventually people think that AI is just going to take over everything, and then people lose their jobs, et cetera, et cetera. Which there's a strong argument for that, right? I look at this trailer though, and I look at SNK making the attempt to address everything that we all found wrong with this game, and us looking at this, all this being addressed, and we still are finding something to complain about. Something as simple as AI. And I say simple because you took 99% of what is going to make this season great, or what is going to address your problems, and threw it in trash and focused on 1%, which is the AI argument. It's like, what the hell are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And when I say pick and choose your battles, there is a place for that. This ain't the place. Sorry, there's so many avenues you can go to arguing the usage of AI, how it's ruining certain things, and a fighting game trailer is not the place. It's not. It's just not. And it leads me to believe that for some of y'all, y'all just like arguing. Y'all just like going back and forth and being negative. And what's interesting with this game is that, and I said this on the post, this game has received very little to no attention from a competitive standpoint, from a promotion standpoint, from hype, whatever you want to call it, from the community. It has received very little. There are content creators out there that focus on this game strong. There are people that are really pushing and moving for this game. And me, myself included, I love this game. I really do. Me being a content creator, I play so many games to where my focus is everywhere with the fighting game community, but I always come back around to Fatal Fury, and I always give this game praise because it is a really good game. But there are very few people that really are focused on this game. Larger portion of this community gave this game no chance. Even when it first came out, they talked about the way it looked. They tried to compare it to Street Fighter or other games, which is so stupid to constantly compare a game visually to another game when that's probably not even what it's going for. But this game was just honestly crapped on. It became meme in some ways. Just a lot of crazy stuff with this game. No positive backing to this game whatsoever. For honestly, every time I looked up, and there was nothing, no one talked about this game like that. The first time you decide to talk about a game is after it's promoting and fixing the problems that you found with it, but you're addressing AI. Make any of this make sense to me, guys? That's my thing. And I don't know, but it's just quite interesting. And I think that we need to get off of this whole thing of just looking for the negative of it in every single thing. Everything is like, we're gonna focus on this. We're gonna focus on the bad. We're gonna focus on the bad. Focus on the good. They trying to start off this year right and do the right things or whatever. And y'all call it what y'all want. But I mean, I think that the AI discussion and whatever else has its place, just not with this. It is what it is, y'all. Is that gonna stop y'all from playing the game? Seriously. And then the funny thing is that for majority of the people, I feel like that are complaining about that. Where did this large community come for this game? Because from when I go look on Steam charts, when I look at the player base when I'm playing the game, it's improved, but there's been a rotation of I play a lot of the same people, which lets me believe that this game, while it has grown in numbers, again, it's still not up to par with other fighting games. It lets me know that it's not as strong as, say, a Street Fighter. So where did all of these people come from? The negativity for the game. I'm just asking. Just asking. So, anyways, man, that's my take on it. And honestly, I want to hear from y'all. I want to know what y'all have to say about it, what y'all believe. And at the end of the day, let me tell you something. I'm too old to argue. Too old to argue with people over things, especially something, a topic like this. But I do feel like I have my opinion. And I do feel like you guys have your opinion as well. And that's why I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear from y'all your opinion. I don't want to hear you trying to prove your point, and so you don't want to hear anything else. I want to hear your opinion. And that's what we got to get to. We have to get to a point to where we can hear each other's side and not crap on it, because it's not something we necessarily agree with or we believe in. So yeah, I would love to hear from you guys. I'm just not fixing to argue. And I hope nobody gets into this argument, back and forth, nonsense that we so often do within the comment section. I just hope we can just have a general discussion about it. But I would love to hear from you guys. Get in that comment section. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel about this season, just in general. I think it's going to be a really good season for this game. And I'm excited. I'm excited for it. So we'll see. We'll see. But as always, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. CodeRed, and I'm out of here.
CodeRed selected.